What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day today, and I hope it gets even better from watching this video. Today we are plotting the best glow up you're ever gonna have, okay? Today we're gonna be focusing on the external, so how you look, your hygiene, and also your health, because a lot of the time that really affects how you look. So I'm gonna share a lot of products, tips, hacks to actually make you look a lot better, smell better, feel better, etc. Obviously, your attitude, your energy levels, your mindset, and your confidence are just as important, and I have so many tips when it comes to that. So let me know if you want to see a part 2 of this video where we focus on that, on more the internal. I'd love to do that, so you just let me know. In case you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Nika, welcome. I make videos all about self-improvement, but I like to make them very actionable. Like, here are the tips, the tricks, the exact to-do list you need to follow to really create a change that you're actually going to notice. So if that works for you, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. You can also check out my Instagram if you want to see more of my personal life. And without further ado, let's glow up. Okay, we're gonna start with the only fashion tip you're ever gonna need so that you always look effortlessly put together. It's simple, it's not like a nightmare getting dressed. And this tip is also gonna help you to actually have clothes in your closet that you love, instead of going to your closet feeling like you have nothing to wear and then spending so much money on clothes that you're gonna end up not wearing as well. So the tip is to have 3 to 5 core outfits. These are the outfits that no matter what, make you feel and look good, kind of like your staple outfits. So for me, for example, outfits that never ever fail me are like straight leg jeans or pants, a tighter top, and then a trench coat or like a wool coat depending on the season, and some sneakers. Another one is like a tighter, more flattering midi dress with like a little slit. And let's say the third one is leggings, white socks that are pulled a bit higher, an oversized sweatshirt, and a baseball hat. So those for me are the 3 outfits that have never failed me. I look put together anytime I put them on. They're flattering on me. I know they work no matter what. So you want to come up with 3 to 5, and then you can go a step further if you need a little bit of help when you're shopping. So you can look at those core outfits and then write down the pieces that you need to create them. So again, for me, wide leg pants and jeans, a flattering tighter top, quality leggings, a nice midi dress, etc. I would also look at accessories. So again, I mentioned like a baseball hat. And then for me, when it comes to jewelry, for example, I like very, very simple, like timeless classic pieces. So for example, something like these earrings, they're just like my go-to gold hoops. They're by Linear and they're amazing. I highly recommend checking them out if you're into like really high quality, simple, minimal design jewelry that's gonna last you for years and years. And they're actually the sponsor of today's video. So if you don't know, Linear is a female founded Norwegian jewelry brand, and they've really got beautiful, luxe, sustainable jewelry, but at a fair price. They only use fine metals, so solid gold, sterling silver, and vermeil. So a little breakdown of their options. So their solid gold line is like the ultimate luxury. This is the bracelet that I got. These really are like your forever pieces that can be treasured for generations. One of my favorite parts though is that I don't have to take it off while I shower, and they're not gonna get tarnished, so they're very long lasting. If you are on a smaller budget though, their sterling silver and gold vermeil are amazing options. So these chunky gold hoop earrings are gold vermeil, as well as this faceted ring. Their vermeil pieces outlast regular like gold plated or flash painted jewelry by many years. They basically use a sterling silver base, and each piece is plated with a super thick layer of 22 karat gold. That's actually 5 times thicker than regular gold plated jewelry and 100 times thicker than the flash painted jewelry. They're also very committed to sustainability, so they use 100% recycled gold and silver, lab grown diamonds, and recycled sustainable packaging. I also love their mini travel jewelry case. Obviously amazing for travel. It's the perfect size for me because I really wear very minimal jewelry. It's made out of vegan leather and it's just really cute and handy. If you want to try out Linear, you can click on the link in the description box and use my code Nika Erculj for a special offer. It's just NIKAERCULJ. Next up, let's talk about your armpits smelling nice, because it's summer, it's hot, it's sweaty, and we don't want to walk around being stinky. So one really, really good, simple, inexpensive hack, if you notice yourself smelling more than usual and you want to reset that scent and get rid of it, is to get either a charcoal or a clay mask. So I just use a charcoal mask. I put it on, leave it on for 10-15 minutes, wash it off, and I swear to God, I don't smell anymore. I obviously still use a deodorant, but even if I didn't, I would not smell. Another great option is The Ordinary's Glycolic Acid 7% Exfoliating Toner. This has so many uses, especially for the summertime. So obviously you can use it for your underarms to help with body odor. It also helps with pigmentation. So if you want that area to look a little lighter, great option. This is also great for back and body acne, ingrown hairs, strawberry skin. I also use it to smooth the skin on my heels or like the bottom of my foot. There's so many more uses. The only thing I would note here is if you use it for ingrown hairs or strawberry legs, make sure you don't use it straight after you shave because your skin can get very irritated. And also when you're using this product, make sure you protect your skin with SPF. I don't know about you, but I want to look tan and glowing in the summer, okay? And I am pale as a ghost. This is me with a tan, okay? Like without this, I look transparent. Your diet obviously impacts your skin, not only the glow of your skin, but also the coloration. So one thing you can do is eat vegetables and fruits that contain carotenoids. So for example, carrots, red cabbage, papaya, pumpkins, sweet potato, watermelon, etc. Obviously, make sure you're getting enough hydration. One tip that really helps me is to drink a tall glass of water straight after I wake up. This actually makes me thirsty throughout the day. If I don't do this, I don't feel thirsty. When it comes to fake tan, I personally don't really use it very often because I cannot be bothered. The whole process annoys me. I don't have the patience for it. So what I use whenever I need it is the Bondi Sands Gradual Tanning Lotion. This one's my favorite. Highly recommend. If you use a proper fake tanner and you're really bothered by the scent, try using a pH balancing like intimate wash after. It apparently really helps with the scent. I'm not an avid fake tanner. My friend is, and he shared this tip. So if it doesn't work, yell at him. One thing that is proven to affect your attractiveness levels is the symmetry of your face. So a big important tip is to sleep on your back. Also make sure that your mouth is shut. So if you don't do this naturally, maybe try a mouth tape. And then a tip that really helps me when it comes to like the symmetry of my face is brows. So one of my eyes, like droops a little bit lower than the other, this one. And so when I pluck my eyebrows, I make sure that this eyebrow looks like it's higher, like I pluck underneath more. It creates the illusion that this side is a bit higher and it like makes it symmetrical. I'm pretty sure I haven't done it last time, so don't stare, but it really does help. You also have to talk about you getting enough sleep, okay? Because obviously it's gonna affect how you look. It affects your skin so much. Obviously your under eyes, your overall energy and attitude. It is huge. And it's also obviously very important for your health in general. So a few things that really help is having like a consistent evening routine. So for me, I take a shower, I make my chamomile tea, I have like dimmed warm lighting. I try to stay off my phone, or if I am on any kind of screen, I use blue light glasses. And then I love aromatherapy as well. So either having a diffuser, putting in some lavender oil. My personal favorite is eucalyptus oil. It really relaxes me. Doing that as like a consistent routine, and you can like remove some steps and make it a lot easier and more simple. But doing that every single night signals to your brain like it's time to unwind. Also taking magnesium, especially magnesium glycinate, can be really, really helpful. But you should be getting from 7 to around 9 hours of sleep. That is like the optimal time, but it does depend person to person. Like for me, 7 hours is not enough at all. Like I'm definitely gonna be tired, like 8 to 9, perfect. But your optimal time to go to sleep is from like 10 to 11 p.m. and then wake up from 6 to 7:30. That is apparently the optimal time. Again, this is gonna depend person to person, but it's a good time frame to have. Now let's talk about showering, shaving, intimate parts. Okay, we're gonna cover everything. So when you're showering, I highly recommend using an oil-based shower gel. I use the one from L'Occitane. I don't know how to pronounce that brand, okay? I've been told 10 billion times, I don't know. I say L'Occitane. Let's move on. If you're washing your hair, make sure you wash your hair first and then your body. That way you avoid any like body acne from your hair products. If you have dry or dehydrated skin, this is the tip that has helped me the most. Like more than any moisturizer, lotion, this is it, okay? You're gonna apply a body oil while your skin is still wet, and then do not use a towel. Just let your skin air dry. It works so well. When it comes to shaving, use a shaving oil instead of a shaving cream. If you're using a body wash that's like a thicker oil consistency, like the one that I'm using, that is actually good enough to use. So you don't need a specific product for shaving. Also, switch your razor or your razor heads every 5 to 10 uses. That is actually very frequently frequently. And I don't know if anyone has told us this because I didn't know until fairly recently, okay? So make sure you do that after you shave. Rinse it off really well, dry it, and then store it out of the shower. Humidity equals bacteria buildup, okay? So we're gonna avoid that by drying it, putting it in like a dry spot. When it comes to exfoliating, I remember when I was younger, I was told to exfoliate after you shave, and that is actually a terrible idea because it can really irritate your skin. So the prime time to exfoliate if you're gonna be shaving your legs is to exfoliate the day before. Now let's talk about the downstairs intimate women's parts. So when you're shaving, make sure you shave in the direction that your hair grows. That's gonna avoid a lot of razor burns and bumps and irritation. When it comes to washing, obviously, we all know you should wash around, not inside. You should be using a fragrance-free pH balancing intimate washes with a pH of around 4 to 5. Or you can also use fragrance-free pH balancing cleansers. So Cetaphil, for example, or I know La Roche-Posay, Lipicar, I think is called, is also good. Next up, wear breathable fabrics. So cotton underwear and sleeping without underwear, so going commando, or if you don't want to be completely naked, going without underwear, and then wearing loose cotton bottoms. That way that area can obviously breathe overnight. That's the whole point. When it comes to the scent, everything I already mentioned is gonna help, but some women say cranberry or pineapple really helps. There is very limited evidence for this, but I trust women, okay? But what is proven for the scent and overall health is a diet that's high in leafy greens, fruits, probiotics, water, and also minimal sugar. Last but not least, when it comes to our intimate health is the products that we're using during our period. So first of all, if you're using tampons or pads, make sure they're unscented and organic cotton. If you're using washable pads or period underwear, make sure that when you wash them, you're using a fragrance-free detergent. We've talked about scent quite a bit when it comes to your armpits, downstairs area. Now let's talk about your signature scent, which I feel like is so nice. Like I love having a scent for like the spring, summertime, and then another one for like fall, winter. Makes me feel good, okay? So besides picking your signature scent, let's talk about how you can make them actually last longer and for, you know, other people to smell them as well when you walk past or hug them or whatever. Moisturize first using like an unscented body lotion because perfumes actually cling way better to moisturized skin. Another trick is you can use Vaseline under the spots where you put your perfume. That's gonna help it stay on much longer. And then you're gonna apply 2 to 4 sprays only, okay? Do not do more because the rest of the world doesn't wanna suffocate when you walk by, okay? And make sure that you apply it on your pulse points. So pick and choose these areas so you're not like spraying 10 billion times, okay? So the areas are behind your ear, your neck / collarbone, inside elbows and wrists. Make sure that when you apply it, you don't rub it, you just let it dry. Also back of the knees and behind ankles are also great spots to put your perfume, especially during the summer. Also, your hair holds scent really, really nicely. So using either a hair mist that's the same scent as your perfume, or you can lightly spray your perfume on your hairbrush and then run it through your hair. Just make sure you avoid the scalp so you're not irritating anything. So maybe having like an extra hairbrush for just that if you're gonna be using it frequently is great. Last but not least, when it comes to our scent, if you're very, very sensitive to perfumes, I definitely am. Like if the perfume is not very like light and chill, like I get a headache and I feel sick. So a great alternative is really nicely scented body oils, and it also moisturizes your skin, which is perfect. So my 2 current favorites are the Nooks, like the original oil, and the Frenchy Lavender Cloud oil. And these are both like multi-purpose oils, so you can use them on your body, your hair. I'm pretty sure you can also use this one on your face. I wouldn't, but you can. Now let's discuss your hair. This is something that I get the most compliments on. So I'm just gonna share a bunch of random tips that really work for me that make your hair look and feel really nice. So first of all, if your hair is not super healthy, especially in the ends, do not shampoo your ends, okay? So just shampoo around your scalp. Then obviously use conditioner and then rinse it off with cold water so you lock in moisture. There are obviously so many hair products, it can be a little overwhelming. Besides shampoo and conditioner, one that I've noticed the biggest difference with is a leave-in conditioner. So that is a product I would definitely be using if your hair is very damaged from bleaching it. My favorite line for that like saved my hair is the Redken acidic bonding concentrate line. I think that's how it's called. So I would just get that line, like shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and mask. Those are the products I used, and those really saved my hair. When it comes to your hair getting oily, make sure you're using a clarifying shampoo 1 to 2 times per month. My favorite is the Paul Mitchell one. When it comes to dry shampoo, one of my least favorite feelings is to have really oily hair and then it being full of dry shampoo. Like it makes me feel disgusting. Feeling the texture, nope. So a great way to use dry shampoo is to actually use it the night before your hair kind of starts to get oily. That way you prolong the time before it actually gets oily. My absolute favorite dry shampoo is the Nivea one, Nivea, however you say it. I've also heard a lot of great things about the Moroccan oil one. Those are some great options if you're looking for a new one. One thing that I've also noticed a big difference with when it comes to my hair and also my skin is using silk pillowcases. So highly recommend investing in that. I know they're a bit expensive, but it honestly is very, very worth it. There is like a significant difference that you actually notice. If you are prone to dandruff, do not let your hair sit in a towel wet and do not let it air dry. So if you're prone to dandruff, when you get out of the shower, make sure you blow dry it straight away, at least the scalp area. Last but not least, when it comes to hair, if you have like a wavy hair texture like I do, it tends to get frizzy and not look the best a lot of the time. So one product that has changed everything for me, and the reason why I get so many compliments on my hair, I think, is a thermal brush. I use the Nika one. It's not very expensive, but I know there are alternatives that are cheaper that you can find on Amazon, but this one is really, really good. So highly recommend. I sometimes just like run it through my hair and then like flip the bottom part towards my face so it looks really put together, and it literally takes, like, I have a lot of hair and it takes 5 to 10 minutes, so not long at all. It just like makes your hair look really nice and effortless. Okay, we have to cover your diet because that really affects how you look. It also affects how you feel, your energy levels, and that affects your attractiveness levels. So the first thing that is more personal, I'm not a dietitian or a nutritionist, so take this with a grain of salt. We're all different. You need to figure out what works for you. But I've really noticed that eating a diet that's higher in protein and healthy fats has changed and improved so many things for me. First of all, it's really helped to balance my hormones. So my PMS, my menstrual cycle in general, is so much easier to handle. It's given me so much more energy. I feel stronger. I feel more stable. I just feel overall so much better. Plus, I am full for way longer. So especially if I'm being active, like I make sure that I have a high protein, high healthy fat breakfast. And it really makes a big difference with how well I perform. Okay, so if I'm going for a run or a hike or whatever, I just feel so much better. Drink enough water. This honestly affects my cravings so much. Like, I really noticed this with candy because I'm like a candy fanatic, like an addict, honestly. Whenever I crave candy, 9 out of 10 times, I'm actually just really thirsty. And I feel like that's true for a lot of cravings, especially if you have like a sweet tooth. Also, slow down while you eat, okay? That way you're not stress eating and rushing. That is not good for your digestion. And also, it helps to prevent you from overeating because your brain actually has the time to process that, like, I'm actually getting food, I'm being fed. Another thing that I personally do is I don't have unhealthy foods or like foods that are really not good for me in my home. I really do believe that the less of that you have at home, the less you crave it. And then you start reaching for things that you never thought you'd reach for. Like now, one of my favorite snacks is like pickles or cabbage. I'm also Slavic, so that might have something to do with it. Or like dates, nuts. I also love dark chocolate, and I feel like that gets all my cravings taken care of. Like, I don't actually crave crappy foods anymore. But like, if you put it in front of me, I will eat it. So that's why I don't have it at home. Last but not least, we're gonna get you to move your body consistently. This is gonna, again, help with your appearance, your energy levels, your mental state, your attitude, overall health. Like, this has changed my life. I used to really struggle with working out consistently, and now it's just like such a natural part of my life, and I am honestly a different person. That is not an exaggeration at all. So what actually helped me to change this is that I went from thinking that being active, healthy, moving your body means you have to go to the gym or do like traditional like YouTube workouts at home. That was my like idea of being active and healthy. And when I actually changed this to I just need to move my body and like be active, everything changed, because this site has so many options, and I promise you, you're gonna find something that you actually enjoy, because you can literally go rollerblading, you can go take ice skating lessons, you can go swimming, you can surf, you can try kickboxing, yoga, badminton, paddle, tennis, reformer Pilates, Zumba, hula hooping, climbing. Like, there are so many options, countless options. So all you have to do is try a few and find that one that you genuinely enjoy and find fun and like exciting. And then you're gonna stick to that maybe just once per week. You can increase it if you want to, but it shouldn't feel like this, like, oh my God, this annoying task that I have to do. It should be like a new fun addition to your life. You can pick something that you do solo, you can pick something that you do with friends, and then having that experience of actually doing something that you enjoy changes your attitude towards being healthy and active, and you see how much it adds to your life and how much better you feel, and then you want to do more of it and you want to try more things that you might enjoy. Alrighty guys, that is all. I could literally go on for hours and hours and include like confidence tips and so many other like more internal things that affect your energy, your attitude, your mindset. So if you want to hear about those, let me know and I'll make a second part to this that's more of like an internal glow up. I would love to do that, so just let me know. But if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. You can also check out my Instagram if you want to see more of my personal life. Also, don't forget to check out Linear and use my code for a special offer. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you really, really soon.